Alright, so let's trade the Betfair pre-race horse markets. I make these videos here to illustrate one key point. If you want to be a successful trader, you have to learn the basics. You have to understand why you're making mistakes. You have to understand why the markets are moving against you. And you have to start with small stakes. Because if you cannot trade profitably with £2 stakes or £10 stakes, you will never be able to trade with £50 stakes or £100 stakes. So if you're a beginner, you have to start small and you have to understand how and why the market moves, all right? So I trade live, so I do hum and haw, and I do miss certain opportunities because trading live and recording and talking to you is difficult, okay? But I do my best to try and illustrate to you why the market moves and how it moves, okay? So we'll jump in now and do some trading. Okay, so we're at Lingfield. It's quite a large field here, and there's not really a clear favourite as such. Looking at these horses here, I'm going to quickly jump in here and lay the second favourite here for 30. And I'm doing this on the basis that there's been a lot of money coming in for the second favourite and the third favourite, sorry, and the favourite here in the last few minutes. And with still 11 minutes on the clock here, it just seems to me at this moment in time that the second favourite here seems to be the weakest of these three. And so I'm laying this also because this is a very nice point to lay at 5.9, because when it crosses the 6, that's obviously a larger price increment, and so the upside is much bigger than the downside. So at this point, all I can do really is to sit and wait and see what happens here. So far it's going my way here, and but I'm not going to make you guys watch the whole trade, because the market's not filling up very fast. It's 10 minutes to go here, so I will pause the video now and just come back when things change. I've got my 2 exit points here, and if the first one is taken, which it is right now, I'll put my stop loss about here, so I've got a minimal amount of potential loss. And if these here gets taken, then that's great, and I'll leave it here. And you can see the favourite now is coming in quite a bit. There's a lot of money coming in for it, and there's also money coming in for this one here. So straight away here you can see that I'm being matched immediately. So okay. I was gonna put in my trade here, but I might. So what I'll do here is I'll just exit this trade here, just because that's as far as it's probably going to go, and I'll just go back into this market now. So at this point you could, for example, argue I could and should probably drop on the backside of this one, and ride the downtrend again, because the chances are this is going to pop back down again to 6.6, 6.4, just for a little bit, because it did go on quite a drift there for a considerable amount of time. But at this point I'm quite happy to just leave this for now, and I'll sit back and just reset myself and re-enter this market as if I've just joined. You can see the favourite is definitely being backed here. But I'm just going to wait and see. So like I said, again at this point I'm just going to pause the video here. I'll come back in a few minutes and to see how this goes. Now I'll probably re-enter the market in a few minutes. So not really anything's happened. The market's not really moved at all, to be honest. You can see now that this sector here is now dropping back down to 6.6, 6.4, as I said before. But I don't think I'll trade that again. I'm probably going to jump on the favourite here. I'm very, very tempted to lay the favourite because it's come in a long way since the start here, from 5.5, 5.6. If it crosses the 3, if it crosses the 4 here, I'm very tempted to lay it. But at the moment, I'll just wait and see here. Because again, this is one of those things where, because there's no clear favourite and because there's so many horses that are very similarly priced, each one of these horses can have an effect on the favourite here, and vice versa. And so these kinds of races are sometimes easier to trade or more difficult to trade depending on your skill level. But it's just I don't know, it's hard to explain with this one. It's just it is a gut feeling. You just read the market and you do call it the way you see it. And you can see now, for example, this fourth one here is just flown out from 7s way out to 14s there for no real apparent reason. So I was a bit slow there. I should have jumped on the backside there. I still might do that, but we'll see. And you can see this the third favorite is crashing in. There's a lot of money coming in for this one here. So at this point, I probably will. See, I should have gone my gut feeling. I was too cautious. I shouldn't have waited. I should have just gone for that one. But that's just the way it is. Okay. Sometimes you get it right. Sometimes you get it wrong. There's not really anything you can do with that. But at this point here, the worst thing I can do here is try and chase this. Okay. If it comes back down to 4, I probably will lay it. All right. But I'm not gonna jump on this just because I missed the last chance. Okay. I'm only gonna base my decisions based on what I see in the market. So emotional trading is probably the worst thing you can do. So that at that point there, had I into the 4.3, at this point that would have been a nice little drift there, and so it's important. Don't let a missed opportunity or whatever judge your cloud your judgment, because there's another one coming up very, very soon, and again and again and again. So whenever that happens, take your hand off the mouse, hand off the keyboard, and just reset your brain. Come back again as if you've just entered the market. Okay. Because that is the only way to do it. And as I'm talking here, I can't really see anything here that's standing out to me. You can see this one here is not really moved from this point here. This third one here came in a little bit, but there's been no real movement as such. And same with the favourites here. I probably will put in a few trades here on the lay side, just with anticipation that this is going to go up and down, in the last few minutes, because there's nothing really here that seems to be moving. So I'll leave that here now. It's probably going to get matched now. So this should be taken now, and we'll see if that gets matched. Hopefully it does. Only a minute left on the clock here, so it'd be very nice if it does.
This event will start in 60 seconds. 60 seconds.
And it certainly looked like it will be. I probably will draw this down here, just because there's only 40 seconds left, and they are starting to load, and it does look like they are going to go off bang on time. So that's taken there. So again, okay, at this point I'll just scratch this off here, or green up, and you can see again £3.65 from just a simple £10 stakes. I was in no real danger. There's no risk. There's no I just called it as I saw it, and I traded it, and I missed a few opportunities, but that's the way it goes. So this is what you can do if you take a step back and learn with small stakes. Then you can read the market like a book, and you can do this all day long, and you can slowly increase your stakes. Okay, but if you're new and you're watching this, it's so absolutely vital you understand. Do not chase the money. Do not chase the profit. Purely focus on getting the trade correct. Okay, read the market and call it. And even if let's say for example you call, you say, oh, I think the second favourite is going to drift, or I think the second favourite is going to come in. Even if you missed the opportunity, if that still happens and you're correct, but you missed the opportunity, that is still a win for you, okay? Because you called it and it happened. The fact that you executed it badly, you had a poor execution, that's a whole different area. But the fact that you call it, it happens, that is the main thing, okay? So right now, I'll just move on to the next race, and I'll see what I can do there.